Imagine you're doing something you absolutely shouldn't be. You've forgotten to clock off, and you're binge-watching reality TV on company time. Or you've thrown a party that's turned into a full-blown beer house party in your parents' living room. Just about to be caught, and boom! Imagine you could just fix it. One power from Stranger Things, and suddenly they never saw you, never knew, never suspected. The mess, the guilt, the consequences, gone. We've already broken down the wildest Stranger Things powers. Now it's time to ask, which one do you actually need? Let's start with something bad, yet kinda cool. Avoiding consequences. Callie, also known as 8, can hijack your senses and make you see whatever she wants, or nothing at all. She makes people see walls where doors are, cops think they're chasing someone else, and entire situations vanish like a glitch in the Matrix. Now drop that into your life, your mid-house party, your parents just pulled into the driveway. With Callie's power, your parents walk into a spotless living room while the real scene, confetti, red cups, that one guy asleep in the bathtub, is invisible to them. You're working from home with Netflix on, feet up, chips everywhere. Your manager starts a surprise video call. With Callie's illusions, they see you in a perfectly tidy room, blue light glasses on, spreadsheets glowing on your screen, looking stressed and dedicated. And yes, the spicy one. You're mid-romp with that hot neighbor when your real partner walks in. Instead of a screaming match and instant breakup, you flick the mental projector. To them, they've just walked in on you peacefully napping, headphones on, alone. Your guest is invisible. Reality politely censored. Callie's power is the ultimate stealth mode. Not just hiding you, but rewriting everyone else's version of reality, so you were never guilty in the first place. Next, for the people whose biggest crime is chronic laziness, the Mind Flayer. In the show, it turns people into hive mind puppets, an army of flayed humans, all moving with one will. In your world, that's wildly tempting. Imagine your co-workers. Instead of arguing about who does what, you just nudge their minds, and suddenly everyone volunteers to do the boring tasks. Reports typed, meetings scheduled, coffee fetched, and everyone thanks you for the opportunity. At home, you never have to negotiate chores again. The bins take themselves out, the dishes clean themselves via your roommates, and the person who always dodges housework suddenly really feels like mopping the floor. Group projects? Forget chasing people for their part. Your entire team becomes a perfectly synchronized Google Doc, finishing the assignment days early while you coordinate. Yes, in Hawkins, it melts people into meat soup. In your life, used in moderation, it's the world's most powerful delegate button. Of course, no power ranking is complete without 11, the telekinetic MVP. She can stop fans mid-air, crush monsters, and throw bullies around like rag dolls. Applied to real life, telekinesis is every lazy person's dream upgrade. You're lying on the sofa and your phone is just out of reach on the table. No problem. The phone floats straight into your hand. Remote control, snacks, blanket, all fly into place without you lifting more than an eyebrow. You're at the supermarket. The top shelf has the last pack of your favorite cereal. Instead of awkward stretching or climbing like a raccoon, you casually slide it off the shelf and into your trolley. If anyone asks, it was gravity. Someone tries to fight you over a parking space? You gently drag their car back a few inches and slide yours in. No yelling, no keying, just pure psychic pettiness. Plus, the next time your city's public transport fails, you can literally push your bus along from a distance like a very angry, very punctual wizard. Now for the power that comes with the biggest warning label, Vecna. Vecna dives into people's minds, finds their worst memories, deepest fears, and uses them to break them from the inside out. Dark? Absolutely. Potentially useful? Also yes. Imagine shutting down a toxic boss mid-rant. They open their mouth to humiliate you in front of the whole office. And suddenly they're reliving the most embarrassing moment of their teenage years. They freeze, mumble an excuse, and retreat to their office, strangely quiet for the rest of the week. A bully tries to humiliate you at a party. One flick into their mind, and they're overwhelmed with every time they were ignored, rejected, or laughed at. They suddenly remember they have to be somewhere else, and your night goes on, bully-free. Used for good, you could force yourself to confront your own worst habits in one brutal psychic intervention. Want to stop texting your ex? Relive all the worst parts in Ultra HD every time you hover over their name. It's the nuclear option of self-help and revenge. Extremely effective, definitely not recommended by any licensed professional. Will has a psychic link to the Upside Down and the Mind Flayer, feeling its presence like a supernatural spider sense. In daily life, that's like having an emotional radar. You walk into a party and immediately feel the vibe is off. Wrong people, wrong energy. You leave early and find out later that the night exploded into drama without you. You start a new job. Everyone says the office is like a family. Your internal will sense tightens in your chest. Translation: this is a walking HR complaint factory. Time to polish that CV. With friends and partners, you sense tension brewing before the explosion. Instead of, "Where did that come from?" you know it's time for snacks, a talk, or a preemptive apology. It's not flashy, but in a world full of bad decisions and worse group chats, knowing when something is wrong before it blows up is a superstar skill. Dustin has no official powers, but he's basically coded in narrative protection and big brain luck. He befriends geniuses, cracks impossible codes, and just happens to know exactly the right person at the right time. Transplant that into your life. Your laptop dies before a deadline, and somehow your neighbor just happens to be an IT wizard who loves fixing things for free. You get stuck in a random conversation on a train, and the stranger works in your dream field and offers advice, a contact, or even a job lead. Every time you bluff your way into a situation you're not fully prepared for, reality bends just enough for you to land it. No lasers, no telekinesis, just the universe permanently giving you the benefit of the doubt. The Demogorgon is pure physical stats: strength, speed, durability, and an absolutely catastrophic face. Real-world version. You'd never worry about being mugged. Most people would simply turn around at the sight of you. Moving house? You carry entire wardrobes solo, upstairs, while your mates struggle with a bedside lamp. Amateur sports? You're that guy who plays one game of Sunday League and gets scouted because you sprint like a horror movie monster chasing the last survivor. The downside is obvious. You look like a walking flower made of knives. But if your priorities are gains and intimidation, it's strangely practical. Max doesn't blast things with her mind, but after surviving Vecna, she becomes the show's symbol of sheer, stubborn survival. In your world, having max-level resilience means bad breakup, career flop, embarrassing public failure. You get wrecked, you sulk, you listen to your equivalent of Kate Bush on loop, and then you get back up anyway. You can look at your worst day and say, yeah, but at least my bones didn't snap midair while a demon monologued at me. And suddenly your inbox doesn't seem that scary. It's the quiet power. No spectacle. Just the ability to keep going when most people would quit. If this were a pure chaos contest, the Mind Flayer wins for maximum control, and Vecna wins for psychological devastation. But for everyday, slightly naughty, very human life, Callie's illusions are top tier for never getting caught and rewriting reality when you absolutely screw up. 11's telekinesis gives you lazy god convenience and instant self-defense. Will's sense and Dustin's luck secretly keep you alive and weirdly successful without anyone realizing you're cheating. What do you think? Which one do you actually need right now? Drop your pick in the comments and confess the first cool thing you do with it. Did you like this video? Surely you are going to love the next one. Just check out these next clicks for more cool Stranger Things takes.